Hi, so today's practice is going to be how to solving by practicing. So let's do a simple one. As if you have a two factor, they multiply together. How do you solve for k? First of all, we know that, hey, the zero product rule. That means if a times b equals to 0, we have either a equals to 0 or b equals to 0, because 0 multiply anything equals to 0. So because that this is two factor multiply. So I have 7, either k minus 7 equals to 0 or k plus 2 equals to 0. So k is either equal to 7, you add 7 on both sides, or you subtract 2 on both sides. I have k equals to negative 2. Okay, so something harder that they don't give you directly. So I have 6p squared minus 150 equals to 0. So the first step you're trying to do is factor out, try to make it look like something multiply something, which is our goal is to make it, to apply the zero product rule. Okay, so factor the common factor out, 6 with a p squared minus 25. Okay, and then what? We have p squared minus 25. The differences of square. So we have 25 we write it as 5 squared. So I have what? P minus 5 times P plus 5 equals to 0. By the zero product rule, we know that 6 is not equal to 0. So that we have what? P minus 5 equals to 0 or P plus 5 equals to 0. So that means our P either equals to positive 5 or P equals to negative 5. Okay, what if you've seen something like 4x squared plus 18x and then minus 23 equals to 6k minus 7. What would you do? Well, the first step is you try to set the equation equals to 0. So that means we want to subtract 6k on both sides and then add 7 on both sides. So I have a 4x squared minus 12x and then negative 20. So that would be positive 14 equals to 0. Okay, the second step is we want to what? Factor the common factor. Okay, so the common factor would be 2. So with 2 times 2x squared minus 6x plus 7. Okay, so there's many ways you can do it. You can use, okay, easy method doesn't work because the a is not equal to 0. So we can use cross multiply. Let's try it. Okay, I did something wrong. This should be plus. Okay, so now let's try it. Oh, I found another typo. This should be subtract. Okay, so we have 2. We write it as 1 and 2. And then 7, we should do positive 7 and negative 1. Oh, I found myself another typo. You may caught me. So negative 23 at 7 is 16. So when you factor the 2 out, this should be 8. Okay, now let's do it. Oh, so they should have a common factor of 4. Oh my god. Let's redo it here from here. So we have 4 times x squared plus what? 3x minus 4 equals 0. It would be much easier if you factor the common factor out first. So now we have 1. Now we can use easy method. We want to number multiply equals to what? 1 times -4. So we want a times b equals to -4, and then we want a plus b equals to 3. So what would that be? -4. Oh, I have +4 and -1. So -4 times +4 times -1 equals to -4, and then 4 plus -1 equals to 3. So okay, we have x minus 4, and then x plus 1. Oh no, I'm sorry. +4 and -1 equals to 0. I keep making typos today. So if x plus 4 equals to 0, or x minus 1 equals to 0. So if x equals to -4, or x equals to 1. Okay. So now let's do another one. 3v squared plus 7v equals to 40. Again, what will be your first step? Your first step should be set the equation equals to 0 by subtracting 14 on both sides. So we have 3v squared plus 7v minus 14 equals to 0. And then we can use cross multiply to factor it. So 3 we can factor into 1 and 3. 14 we have many options. Let's try it one by one. Let's try 20 and -14, and then we end up to have a plus. So let's do 20 and 2. See if that works. So we want one number to be negative. Since these end up to be a positive number, so we want the bigger number to be a positive and smaller number to be a negative. Okay, so cross over 20 at 3 times -2, -6, which is -14. I mean positive 14. Okay, not this one because we want it to be 7. So we want something that these two numbers to be closer. Okay, so not -2 and 20. Let's try 4, -4 and 10. 1 times 10, 10. -4 times 3, we have -12, which is -2. No, still doesn't work. We want 7. Let's keep trying. What else? 5 and 8, because 14 can be written as 5 times 8, right? So let's do 5 times 8. And we want the bigger number to be positive because 3 times 5 is going to be 15. Okay, so 3 times 5 equals to 15, and the -8 times 1 equals to -8. This is equal to 7. Okay, it works. So that means this is the combination that we want. So we have v plus 5 times 3v minus 8 equals to 0. So I have v plus 5 equals to 0, or 3v minus 8 equals to 0. So we solve it, v equals to -5, or you add 8 on both sides. We have 3v equals to 8, and then divide by 3 on both sides. We have v equals 8 over 3, 1/3. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, that's it for the practice today. Remember, always trying to set the equation equal to 0 first. The next step is factor the common factor. And then you can use the method that we learned, or the previous, like factoring strategy. Try to factor it, and then applying the zero product rule to solve the variable. Good luck.